Hello, friends and extended family. How are you today? It just occurred to me something that might help in the argument that we tend to get into with the pro-adoption adoptees that want to, you know, come into adoption groups where people are trying to overcome some really brutal abuses and brutal injustices that were done to them through the adoption experiment and to basically qu- quelch our voices. So I guess the question I then would want to propose to these people is this: is it then okay? Because you're basically saying it's okay to take a person and put them into a good scenario that they like. And as long as they like it, then that's a good thing. Okay, that's fair. But what we are saying is that many of us were taken and put into bad situations that were psychologically detrimental, physically detrimental, and clinically wrong situations. Especially, the ones that were tortured, murdered, starved. The psychological abuse is not pretty, but a person can't even get to overcoming that if they don't survive physically. So so I guess then I would have to say, and I encourage you all to try this out and see how it goes. And say, okay, so you are for taking people and putting them in situations that you think are better. You're for that. So, does it not stand to reason that I can take you away from your good scenario that you want for everyone and put into my scenario? So, I'm going to put you in a box filled with cigarette smoke. I'm going to put you in a box with caffeine and alcohol, and you're completely disconnected from your familiarities. And we're going to do this for 18 years minimum. And during that time, you're going to have to abide by the rules set before you. And whatever the rules you're currently under, we will oppose those rules. So if you're currently in a home where hugging and 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 love and support and being positive is the norm, well, we're going to put you in a situation where touching is frowned upon, and you'll be mocked, and maybe we'll beat you when you don't do what we say to do, and logic and reason isn't going to help you. And we're going to do that for 18 years. Is that okay? Because that's what adoption is for some of us. So if it's okay for us to go through that, at any point, we should be able to take you and do that same sort of thing to you because you support it. Right? So, you know, I don't get people sometimes, they're so they ignore basic logic and reason. Just absolutely ignored. And this selfishness and narcissism, I think, is a big contributor to some of these people. So at the end of the day, I think it's helping people put the shoe on the other foot. If this wasn't wrong to do to me, if you're going to insist that what was done to me was not wrong, then I should be able to do it to anyone I want to for their well-being and for their best interest. that I should be able to turn around and do what was done to me to other people. How's that? And since I disagree with adoption, perhaps we should take the people that think adoption's so awesome and give them my life, and I will take theirs. Because I don't agree either scenario should have happened. I believe children belong with their families, and every effort and every resource should be put in that direction. Not every effort and every resource put in the direction of family destruction in all areas of the Western communities. So I would love to hear some counter arguments to that sort of scenario, but putting the shoe on the other foot, an eye for an eye. These are justices of old times, but maybe we need to bring them back for people who don't seem to understand that it's not okay for huge amounts of people to suffer so a few can benefit. And then to support that sort of attitude. That's all.